G'day guys, welcome back to No Man's Sky. Hello Games have just dropped another new update. It's called Voyagers, and wow, this is an amazing update, and I'm positive it's going to make a lot of the players in No Man's Sky very happy, because it's filled with a lot of things that players have been asking for quite some time. Like building your own fully custom ships, like this one. These work exactly the same as your other ships, but are also a base, just like your freighter. And in these ships, your friends can now join you and you can do missions together, which is awesome. You can also jump out of your ship, even when you're in space. And what's really cool is you can skydive out the back of your ship with your friends to a planet below. I'll show you later, it's just super cool and great fun. And the customization options are crazy. If you ever wanted to design and build your own starship, this update is for you. You can decorate both the hull outside, fully furnish the interior, however you like. There's also a new exosuit, a new companion, as well as some other goodies from a new expedition, plus there's a heap more to show you. This is a massive update, and even the space stations have changed. So in this video I'll take you through all the major changes, and at the end I'll show you how you can build your own custom ship as well. There's a lot to unpack, so buckle up, this update's amazing. Okay, first I'm going to give you a very brief overview of some of the changes from the patch notes. There are a lot of them, but I'll do my best to keep it as short as possible, and I'll share a bit of video that I made along the way. As I said, this update is mainly about making your own new ships, and the customization options are just crazy. Besides all the new parts you can build your ship with, there's also parts to decorate the outside of your ship to really customize it and make it your own. You have a choice of parts to build your ship, and each comes with its own custom theme and interiors. I love this because it gives your ships a really unique feel. And because there are so many parts, Hello Games also updated the build camera to better show you the ship and the parts and the paint options that you choose. And I mean a heap of parts. Those of you who are into shipbuilding are gonna love this. You can get extra custom parts from planets with salvageable scrap. I'll show some video of this when I show you how to build a ship. Once you collect a lot of parts, you can also trade the ones you don't want for advanced special parts. More on this later as well. And this is crazy. Parts now have stats. And that means trading parts is important, because besides adding your normal upgrades like you normally do with a starship, some of these parts actually have stat increases that also apply to your ship. This is awesome. By far and away one of the coolest things to change is you can now travel in your ship with your friends. But wait, it gets better. Because you can hop out of the pilot seat and go join your friends while you are traveling. But don't worry, you have an autopilot to fly the ship when you're hanging out the back with your mates. And out back, there's plenty to do. You now have a mission radar where you or your friends can select missions for all of you to complete and get rewards. This is super cool, and you can do these all on your own or with your friends. Anyone on board can use the new ship refiner, and it's a max capacity one as well. There's also a ship galley you can build where you can share and try recipes. Like freighters, you can also grow your own crops on your new ship. And now you can install windows on your ships as well, and you can just sit back and watch the stars race by as you travel to your next destination. And this is amazing. Now you can lower the back door and hop directly out into space and fly around in a zero-G environment. Or you can just take in the scenery. And one of my favourite parts about this update, I've done this so many times already, I just love it. Now you and your friends can also jump out of your ship inside a planet's atmosphere and go skydiving. And don't forget your jetpack or this isn't going to end well. But seriously, how cool is this? Now I love expeditions. Besides getting great rewards, it's awesome to have a new adventure to play. This one will be a shipbuilding expedition, and I think this one will be a lot of fun. And I will be making a step-by-step detailed guide for this new expedition, mainly aimed at helping out all the newer players. Expeditions run for 6 weeks, so keep an eye out. I'll try to get this completed as soon as I can. There's a new exosuit as well, and this one is already available wherever you customize your character. There's also a new jetpack to go with the new exosuit. And of course, if you get a new jetpack, you need a new jetpack trail. This one looks really cool. Complete the expedition and get a new companion. Also, one of the expedition rewards, there's a new starship trail for your starships. Now I play most of my No Man's Sky in VR and I love it, and it really takes the immersion to the next level. And we have an update to the resolution which is awesome, as it's never been quite as crisp as without VR, and I'm really looking forward to checking this one out. And I'm sure a lot of players will appreciate this one. You can now rebind your controls if you play on console. There's a few more things that have been updated, but that's the major ones with this update. So let's get onto it and get into some shipbuilding. I had a lot of fun with it designing my ship, and it didn't take too long to get the hang of it, and I could easily spend a few hours here designing new ships. And here's how you do it. So all you need to do is go to the space station. And you'll notice there's some new teleporters on the side over here. Step on one of them and it will take you up the runway to the new Corvette workshop. Here is where you can build your new starship. Now, first thing you might notice is you can purchase some of the basic parts that you'll need to construct a Corvette, but these are just the tip of the iceberg. Because you also have the option to trade parts. I'll explain a little more on this shortly, but the nuts and bolts of it is, you can trade basic parts to get advanced ones. And remember, some Corvette parts now have stat boosts. So this is something you'll definitely want to explore if you want to make your new Corvette as good as it can be. And as you can see, there are a ton of parts to choose from. The other option is to start building your dream ship. Again, I'll show a little more on this shortly, but you can see there are 3 tabs on top, all with a list of different parts to choose from. Now, the game does have a mission to complete when starting Corvette building. And basically, you need to build a Corvette first and complete one, then the mission will prompt you to go to a planet and get some more parts. And yep, you can find new parts on planets. Okay, now this is important. Don't get too hung up on creating your first ship. My recommendation is just to build something small at first, because at the moment you only have a fraction of the parts that are available. And as I said a sec ago, the game mission will prompt you to leave the space station and go to a planet to find more new parts. Now, by all means, have a play around to your heart's content. I certainly did. But Corvettes work exactly like starships. You need to add upgrades to get the most out of your ship. Also, you can upgrade them to S-Class and unlock all your inventory squares at the space station, exactly the same as your other starships work. Another important thing to note is you can't scrap or sell your Corvette at a space station, at least not that I've found yet. Because at the moment, the only way to completely remove a Corvette from your ships is to go and exchange one with an NPC like you do with regular starships. Then you can just sell the ship that you got from the exchange so you can make more room. Okay, so once you build your first Corvette, the mission will prompt you to go to a planet and you can find some more parts. Any planet that has salvageable scrap in the description will be a place that you can farm new parts. Just use your scanner and look for these salvage containers. And they're not hard to find, there were a lot of them around when I went to this planet. All you need to do is use your terrain manipulator to dig them up, then swap to your mining beam. You need to mine the parts surrounding the core first, and then mine the core. And this is how you get additional parts for your Corvette. At the moment, this is the best way to get parts so that you can use them to trade for advanced parts. Just pile up on ones from a planet and then trade any you don't want for the advanced ones at a Corvette build station. Now there are other ways you can get parts as well, like sending your frigates on expeditions. You can find them on abandoned derelict freighters and a few other ways. Quickest and easiest method I've found so far is to go to a planet with salvageable scrap. Once you've stockpiled a stack of parts, you can return to the space station. Then you can modify your existing Corvette or make a new one with better parts. Now when you build a Corvette, you must start with the landing gear. Then you can start to attach other parts. Some parts only connect to certain other parts, so just have a play around until you start to figure it out. It doesn't take long. At first you'll start out with something like this that just looks like a box. But before too long, you'll get the hang of it and go on to create something that you truly love. Once you've built the ship, you can just add it to your collection. Now there are some custom parts, especially for Corvettes. As you saw in the patch notes, you can add quite a lot of stuff like a galley, crops and so on. But there are some specialty parts as well, like bunk beds and even medical chambers. And on top of that, you can use any of your normal parts that you use for furnishing and decorating your bases. That way you can really personalize your Corvette. This is just awesome and something most players have wanted for ages. You can now build your ship however you like it and customize both the exterior and the interior to build your dream ship. If you're into building in No Man's Sky, you'll love this update. Already I've seen some amazing creations on Reddit. As someone who's really enjoyed this game for years, as far as I'm concerned, the Voyagers update is another great update in a long list of great updates. I can't wait to do the expedition as well as soon as it drops, and remember to keep an eye out for my guide to the expedition, especially if you're new. As always travellers, thanks heaps for watching, and please give the video a like if you found it helpful, and maybe even subscribe if you enjoy the content. Hope you have a good one and get out there with your custom Corvette and enjoy the universe. Cheers guys.